Ever heard of Madam C.J. Walker? Buckle up, because we're going back in time to the turn of the century
Oh, yeah.
to meet a woman who went from, get this, former slave to a self-made millionaire.
Now that's a story.
It's mind-blowing, right? And we're talking late 1800s, early 1900s.
Wow. Imagine being
Yeah.
a black woman
Yeah.
back then with that dream.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Forget achieving it, even dreaming it.
Exactly. That's what makes her story so powerful.
So we're starting with Sarah Breedlove, born 1867, Louisiana plantation.
Talk about the
Yeah.
odds stacked against you.
Talk about hardship from day one.
And, those early years were tough, no doubt.
Yeah.
But even as a kid, you see this resilience in her.
You gotta wonder,
Yeah.
seeing that brutality, the injustice, so young.
It shapes you.
It had to.
It really did. It's fuel for that fire.
And then, boom, she moves to St. Louis, 1880s.
Things start shifting there.
Right.
Single mom, working, 2, 3 jobs probably,
I can't even imagine.
just to get by, and then
Night school?
night school.
Can you believe it?
After all that, she's got the energy.
It shows her something.
It's got to be important to her.
Absolutely. And remember, back then, education for Black people, especially in the South.
Forget it.
Oh, totally. Not a given at all.
She had this hunger, this drive.
And this is before the hair care empire even enters the picture, right?
Oh, yeah, this is pure self-improvement.
Not just about business.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And you see, later on, she never stops valuing education.
Right, right.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that aha moment.
Yeah.
Her own hair loss struggles.
Ah, the catalyst.
A common problem then, sadly.
Limited products back then, not a lot of knowledge about scalp care.
But for her, it clicked. It became something more.
More than just, oh no, my hair.
Exactly. That's when Madam C.J. Walker is born.
Not literally.
Well, no. But she rebrands herself.
See, brilliant, right? That tells you something right there. This is like, what, the early 1900s? No one's thinking branding like that.
Ahead of her time.
She understood the power of a name, an image.
Madam C.J. Walker. It's powerful.
Oh yeah, way more than Sarah Breedlove could have been back then.
It just hits different.
Marketing genius, honestly.
Straight up.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Like, she created this whole persona,
Brand.
built-in success story.
And she brings that to her marketing too, right? Which we got to talk about that.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's not just about the products.
Not even close.
This woman, she's like a marketing pioneer.
Absolutely. What's wild is how she takes those old school tactics, like door-to-door, real personal.
Yeah, building trust.
Exactly. But then she mixes it with, like, next-level stuff.
So she starts small, but then...
She goes national. Think magazines, newspapers, and get this, targeting Black readership.
Smart.
Yeah.
No one was doing that, not directly.
Exactly. She knew her audience.
So not just products they need, but she's talking right to them.
Like, she's speaking their language.
And the image, right.
Before-
Packaging, even using her own picture.
Oh, always looking sharp.
Projecting success. Exactly. Proof that, hey, Black women can be entrepreneurs too.
Talk about a self-made mogul, right? And this is way before we had influencers and Instagram.
Oh yeah, she was ahead of the game.
Representation mattered, and not just the products.
Right, think about her workforce.
The Walker agents.
Exactly. Black women, mostly, becoming business owners.
Which huge deal back then, right? I mean, we're talking limited options for women, let alone Black women.
It was revolutionary.
Financial independence, building something of their own.
It's that ripple effect, That's her legacy.
Bigger than just hair care.
Way bigger. It's economic empowerment, changing communities.
And then on top of that, her philanthropy.
Not just an afterthought. This was core to who she was.
She was doing this all along, right? Not just once she was wealthy.
From the beginning, advocating for civil rights, pushing for education, donating to schools, setting up scholarships, absolutely, she lived her values. And in doing so, she inspired countless others to dream bigger, to reach higher, and to use their own success to lift up those around them.
It's kind of hard to wrap my head around, honestly. Not just the business, but everything else, too.
Right. Like she was unstoppable.
Exactly. Business leader, philanthropist, activist. Where did she even find the time?
She understood something, I think. True success, it's not just about you, it's about lifting others up as you climb.
And she definitely did that.
Oh.
Didn't shy away from tough topics either, right?
Oh, absolutely not. Lynching, for instance, she was vocal against it. Put her money where her mouth was, too.
Which, wow, talk about courage.
Especially back then.
It wasn't popular to speak out like that, but she did it anyway. And that wasn't all. Anti-discrimination efforts, working with leaders like Booker T. Washington.
Really?
Yeah, pushing for Black economic empowerment, the whole 9 yards.
What a powerhouse.
Yeah.
It's proof that business and, like, social impact, they can go together.
She really embodies that.
Yeah.
And it's more relevant than ever these days. Oh, totally. Conscious capitalism, right. Using your platform for good.
Exactly. Madam C.J. Walker, she was ahead of the curve, that's for sure.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the biggest thing you take away from her story?
It's that resilience,
Yeah.
you know, that and believing in yourself, even when the world says you can't.
She had every reason to give up, but she never did.
Exactly. And she didn't just achieve for herself, she opened doors for others, created opportunities, left things better than she found them.
And that is a legacy. It's what the deep dive is all about, finding these stories that inspire us, push us to be better.
Stories that remind us that anything is possible.
Exactly. So next time you think your dream is too big, remember Madam C.J. Walker. Remember that even when the odds are stacked against you, you can achieve incredible things. And who knows? Maybe your story will be the one inspiring the next generation of deep divers. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.